and world, period. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Despite what's going on, I just want to tell you guys to hold on and to just keep the faith. But today I'm here. Um, I'm a Most people don't know because I'm a type of person that I give God praises opposed to putting myself on a pedestal to the world for them to judge or criticize me. Because for me, all my blessings and accomplishments come from God because it's a part of His plan. That's just how I feel. However, even in a part of most success stories, you have to have some failures in order to achieve the success. You know what was really funny? I put some strawberries on a plate for my daughter, and all of a sudden I look down and the strawberries were gone. That little girl was quick. Anyway, so I say that to say I'm actually, most people don't know, but I'm an author and a journalist and a blogger, and I just, cause everybody wonder, what do you do for a living? What do you do? And I keep it low key because I mean, why do you need to know? But only reason why today I'm opening up to do this video is because I want to hopefully tell my story to help somebody else, especially my emerging authors in the world. I'm going to talk about authors because right now that's really what my story is about that I'm going to tell. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, like being an author, you're another starving artist, and you gotta work for it, you gotta grind for it. Some days are sleepless, some days you're gonna lose hope, some days you're gonna say maybe you won't be that bestseller, maybe you will, but you gotta keep going until you get there or get close there. But I say that to say, when I first started out, the other day was going through some of my stuff, whatever, and I found a post that said this was my first here, OMG, at the age of 20. I'm a junior in college, and I have officially became an author, which I initially go to school to be an author. I went to school for medicine initially, but then I was like, you know what is something that I really am passionate about? I love the medical field, but it kind of got kind of boring or kind of basic, and I wanted something that was spontaneous and that was more me, and me talking, communicating, using my imagination. That was me. So I was like, you know what field is that? Communication. Boom. Okay, so let me go to communication. Let me get a degree in print journalism, where that's print media. And excuse me, I'm waiting for a delivery, so that's why I keep looking over my shoulder. But I was in college and I was like, oh, you know what? Okay, I was on Twitter one day and I'm in my dorm room and I was like, you know what? I want to tell my story. I want to freak it. I wanted to be famous, period. I'm like, I want to be famous. I want to see what I can do to get out there, you know? And so, of course, that starving artist in me took to social media, and social media is a blessing and a curse. That's literally. And that became like the start of my author career. The blessing side of it, at the age of 20, as a junior at JSU, I had became a published author, period. I went on Twitter one day and said, you know, something about me want to write or something, and this company, I don't even know what the name of the company was, but they were doing an anthology for emerging authors or inspiring authors. This is your chance to get published, get your work started, possibly open up some more doors for you. And just a small cliff note, an anthology is basically like a work or a piece with multiple artists collaborating within that piece. And this book was basically a romance novel of short stories from different authors, love recipe, like cooking recipes. It was basically centered around Valentine's Day. And you tell your love story, or you send a love poem. And that came out. Or you submit a love poem. And I'm not really good at poetry, so I cook, but writing is more so my thing. So I submitted a love story, and they liked it, and it got printed, and to this day it's still there. Only downside about that one, I didn't get any profits from it, but the fact of saying, hey, now I'm on a map, okay, woo-woo. So that of course inspired me. My little one's coming back with the strawberries that she took in the room. But that inspired me to say, you know what? Okay, that's step one. I want to go harder than that. What is this? Get the, oh no, give me. That was step one. And I told myself, you know what? That was fire. I want to go harder than that. I want to see how far I can go in this author business. You feel me? In this author world. So I got my feet wet. I'm trying to get in. You feel me? So what happened was I made another post on Twitter, and it led to this guy. I'm gonna be honest, it took me a long time to open up and to be able to get to the point where I'm at to actually be able to talk about this. But when I tell the story, you kind of see why it kind of took me a minute to kind of get to the point of where I am today. So I went on Twitter and said, hey, something about I wanted to be an author. Again, same thing, situation. And this guy reached out to me and said, hey, you know what, I'm starting my own publishing company, and if you are interested, and if you have some work done, you can submit it to me, and I'll see, if you're a good match for a good fit for my company, basically. And I was okay, cool. And I was like, you know what, funny part is, when I was a junior in high school, I started working on this book, and I was like, you know what, because I think it was the summertime, and I was bored, and I was in the house, and I wasn't doing nothing. And I was like, you know what? Let me write this book, work on this book, or whatever. That's kind of how that came about. And so, when he said that, I was like, you know what's crazy? I literally already have a whole book wrote. So let me submit it and see what he says and how it goes from there. And so I did it. I'm gonna try to just do like the clip note version of it. If you have any questions, just follow me on my social media as Author Vallean J, DM me or comment below this video. Then I answer them, but overall, I'm just gonna give you clip note version. So basically, I submitted my my inquiries for to basically see could I be a good match upon his new brand. And then what happened was, of course, he was like, hey, welcome to yada yada beep beep, to my company. I was so excited. I called my mother, Mom, guess what? Yo, I just got offered to be an author with this publishing company. They're gonna sign me. Look, no royalties, no signing bonus, no nothing. It just was pure, we're gonna sign you. So I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm in college, so I'm thinking, this could be it. You know what? Boom, that's fine. So after I submitted my first book, I submitted, I think, a short story. And then my contract was a short story and 3 full-length books. And I did that. I fulfilled my contract and all that cool stuff. And then stuff started to get weird. And when I say weird, I mean weird. Like, excuse me. It was kind of, the publisher, I told him when I first started out, one reason why I wanted to be signed under a publishing company is to help to advance my skills and my brain, make me a better author than what I am. And so the publisher, he was a author himself. So I was like, okay, so you're established. You got at least maybe 5 or 6 books under you. So you have some skills in this world, or you've been through some things. So basically you could be like a mentor and help me be better. And he said, of course. So here's my number. Anytime you have questions, yada yada woo, that call him. But it got to a point where every time I would call him, it would be from a different number. And I was like, or he want me to reach out to him, it would be a different number, or he would call me from a different number, which I always thought was weird. But I was like, you know what, maybe they just like maybe he's calling from a private line and he doesn't want people to know his personal number, which is understandable. And so then one day, a lady reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm the COO of the company. And I was like, okay. And I'm working with, I'm not gonna say his name. And any questions that you have, you can direct them towards me. And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. This is different. Didn't know that this was going to be a thing. But my daughter is breastfeeding, if you're wondering what she's doing. Yeah, still. But she said to reach out to her. And so, okay, I felt that weird. But I was like, people have CEOs of companies, because sometimes CEOs too busy doing stuff. And so I started to see other authors, sign on. I was like, okay, cool, boom. Like, this is a legit company. I seen other people books being published, and I was like, okay, this was up. Like, okay, this is not a scam, cool. Because my mama was tripping, like, yo, you don't know these people, you've never met this man, like, you're just gonna take this risk offline. That's a big risk, which is true. And you trusting these people with your work. This is something that you have worked months on, and you're trusting them to basically make your vision come to life by publishing it. And I was like, yes, true. But when I started seeing other people books come forth, and then my books came out, and then everything, they hit the media, they hit the website. They was promoting it. Well, not promote. I was promoting it, and they'll post a link of my book. But anyway, anyway. So come to find out, one day, one of the girls, they were about to sign. She reached out to me and said, let's rewind a little bit. So, in the midst of signing, everything was good. My book's coming out. I'm getting excited. Things starting to get a little weird. And so they had an author website, a publisher website where you would go to and your books would be on, as well as like Amazon and Books A Million and all that type of stuff. But on their website, I go like to show somebody, and it was like the page could not be found. Come to find out, the COO that was there was one of his girlfriends. Cool. They got into a little altercation. They broke up. She got mad and deleted the whole website, and everybody consent on it. And I was like, wow. Petty much? Cool. I understand. But business and pleasure, that's why business and pleasure don't mix, because you were mad at him, but you cut my money and my business in half and my success. Okay, cool, bet. So next thing you know, then the CEO got another girlfriend. Well, and basically she took over, re-brought everything back to life, got everything back on track, promoting, yada yada. Then all of a sudden the same thing happened. She got mad, it broke up, boom, delete everybody's stuff. I was like, okay, like, look, look, bro, this shit is crazy. Like, I ain't got time for what you going on in your personal life. This is business, and your personal life is really affecting my life right now and my career. And that's very unfair to me. Don't know what's going on, get it together. So he's like, okay, I'm sorry about this. I'm going to get everything together. But then another girl comes into the picture. And this girl turns to be the fiance. Where it came from, don't know, don't care. But what happened is, one of the girls that they were going to sign, she wrote me and said, do you really know what's going on? I was like, no. And she was like, okay, well, I'm going to tell you what's tea. And I was like, oh, okay, well, tell me what's tea, boo. Because, I'm really confused on what's going on. It's really making me mad. And so, come to find out, she was like, you do know he's in prison, right? And I was like, whoa. So, who's in prison? And she was like, the CEO, he's in prison. And that's why, that's why he has so many females, over the company. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm thinking maybe you just talking out your neck or something like that. And she was like, yeah, I know him personally, because she was talking to somebody in there that knows him. I don't know the situation, but basically it was facts. And so what happened was, she was like, yeah, he's in prison. I was like, oh, okay, so let me do a little cross-checking. So I went to Google, good old faithful Google, did a little cross-reference, Googled his name and the prison she said he was at, and it is true. And on top of that, he was in there for a murder charge. So I'm the type of person, I'm not going to judge you on your past, because everybody makes mistakes. But however, what pissed me off about the situation is, first of all, you didn't give me the choice to determine if that's what I wanted. Number two, it makes sense with the different numbers. But number three is, when I asked for a mentor that I can rely on, you told me that you could be that person, and you turned out that you can't be that person, because basically I can't call you when I want to. I can't sit down and have meetings with you. You can't go over my work and teach me how to improve, my work, because you're confined behind bars. When you get out, and who knows, I honestly at this point, I really don't care. Because you knew this and you didn't give me the choice to determine if this was what I wanted to do. So the whole back and forth, the women breaking up with him, new women this, new woman that, that kind of started to make sense. So if he had kind of kept it kept it in his lane, I don't think this would have ever been a problem. But where things got kind of iffy was his fiance took things over and she changed everything. And at a point in time, basically, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. Okay, give me my work back because I'm done. Because long time ago, you guys did not fulfill your contract. You changed, every girlfriend was a new company. And I had lawyers. I sat down with lawyers. They was like, well, if he sat down or whoever changed the name of the company and it becomes a new company, therefore you need a new contract, otherwise and that the whole thing is void. And that's what happened. Was every time with every new girlfriend, no new contract was signed, and it was basically like I just was out here free agent it basically. Anyway, and so when it came time to, you know, when she took over, I just was like, okay, like I'm just done. Like, you know, I've been through basically 3 different females and him, and it's affecting me, and none of my stuff is getting done now. And so that kind of started to discourage me, because it's like, okay, because y'all personal mess is overclouding what I want to do. Like, that's messed up. There was no sorrow on her end, and there was no sorrow on his end. So it came to say, she was like, well, if you want out, you're gonna have to pay me. And I was like, pay you for basically y'all getting into it and you on your way? That's not fair to me. And so then he come in and said, well, that's my fiance, she's gonna be my wife, whatever she says goes. And I felt like you need to do whatever she said. As a matter of fact, and if you don't turn in your 3rd book, I'm gonna blackmail you. I'm gonna tell people that you're not a good author and to never work with you, yada yada, this and that to the 4th. And I was like, wow, that's really messed up. Mind you, I'm in school, young minded, and I'm just like, you know what, fine, boom, here's your 3rd book. I don't want to be done with you guys, period. Now, also, small cliff note, throughout all of this that was going on, I never received $1. Nothing. But in the midst of me never receiving $1, somehow the first girlfriend went on a trip, strangely out the blue, don't know how. Then the second one, they opened a new office, which is odd. And then the third one, you know, they just started like going little conferences and stuff together, and I just was like, that's, maybe they got money, who knows. But that kind of, you know, being forced to give up my book, basically my books were my babies, and to be forced to turn over my books so I won't be blackmailed, that kind of made me feel a lot of a way. And the sad part is I didn't know who to turn to. You finished? Good job, baby. High five. Yes. I didn't know who to turn to help me. I couldn't figure out who to go to for help, honestly, because I had never been in that situation before. My mom didn't know what to do. Only thing we could think of was to go to a lawyer, and a lawyer said that basically, you know, what royalties are you owed? Like, you know how much money you sold, how many books you sold? And I was like, I mean, they never showed me none of that track record. Like, I never received none of that. And he was like, okay, you're supposed to receive that. You were supposed to receive how many books you sold, the amount, you know, you would receive all of that. Copies. And I was like, no. Like, I had conferences set up, I had book tours set up, and none of that could be fulfilled because of his personal life interfering into mine. So I just was like, you know, that really discouraged me. And like the lawyer was like, well, I can't help you because I don't know what I would be getting from it. And it's kind of a weird situation because he's in jail, and so, well, he's in prison, so I mean, I don't know what to really tell you. So for a long time, even to this day, the books that I wrote and they got published, they're just like in limbo. Like, the ones that she could, the fiance, because she also got mad and deleted things too. The funny part is she also got mad and deleted stuff too when they got into it. And certain stuff got deleted and never came back, which is cool, because I was like, you know what, man, that's my chance to rebrand and fix myself and do better. But my main three, like my top babies, you know, they're still in limbo, and I just don't know what to do, whether to fight for. Well, at this point, I am gonna fight for them. I am going to rebrand them because to me, they are my kids. They were my babies before my baby. So one day I reached out to her, and basically it kind of got weird, you know, of saying, you know, well, you owe me this, and you da da da. I don't care if me and him, this is the fiance, and me and him ain't together no more. It don't matter. What. You need to give me this, and now take your stuff down. And just was like, okay, so. Okay, pause, you guys. Delivery's here. Whoop, whoop. I opened the door and I seen the car pull up and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go out there and meet the person, whoever it is, and get it, or go get it off the doorstep. And boom, open the door, and it was on the door handle. Scared the crap out of me. Anyway, so the fiance kind of took over, and I just was like, discouraging a bunch to a lot because everything had to get canceled. I couldn't do my Books a Million stuff. I couldn't go on tour with the other artists that I had met along my promoting. And the funny part is I was promoting everybody else's work that was signed, but when it came down to me, my stuff was not being signed. But they also couldn't find out the people that they also were signing were people that knew them and stayed in the state that they were in, which was like, oh, okay, I got you, cool. But I told that story to say, if you are in this upcoming author, fact check, person check, check your sources, check, you know, credibility, check their skills, like just check it off, because honestly, you never know what you can get yourself into. And just through me going through what I went through, that it literally took my passion to write, because I feel like I had been robbed, which I was, truthfully. I didn't get my books, I didn't get tours, I didn't get royalties, I got nothing. The only thing I got was the drama that I was thrown into, and that really discouraged me for a very long time. I think it took me maybe 2 or 3 years to start back writing. My baby just got the delivery and took it in the room, and she's opening it anyway herself. Seriously, anyway. But it took me 2 to 3 years, and it took me honestly praying to God, asking Him, saying, Lord, please do not let me bury my talent. I know that you have given me the talent to write. It's going to take me somewhere. Do not let what man did discourage me from my future and what you have in store for me. I had to pray for my talent back, for my passion to come back. And to me, that made me angry, because I felt like you're in prison, you're using these females, and then you're bamboozling other females and other people into this, and basically you're in prison and you're hurting people. And to me, that was very unfair, and I was the only one getting punished. You know, I feel like I was not getting punished, but I was the one that was getting the short end of the stick. You know, everybody else was cool with it. They knew he was in prison. They knew, you know, what was going on, and they were fine with it. They were getting royalties. They were getting stuff. Me, I wasn't, and I just was like, because I was the new person in the whatever was going on, and that really, it messed with me mentally, and was like, yo, I just don't want to write no more. I've been robbed. I don't have my books. I have nothing to show for what happened. You know, yes, I got my books out there and saying, hey, you're published, but even to this very day, I'm not even going to list the titles of my books, because even to this day, Amazon said they can't take my books down because the account is in her name. And she said, hey, she lost the account of what it was because she's moved on with her life. They've gotten divorced and she just don't care, whatever happened. And literally, if you knew the title, I have people telling me, yo, I didn't know you was an author. I just bought your books the other day. Like, oh. So even to this day, they're still getting money off me. Still. And have I seen a cent of it? No. Their motto, their message, their whatever, to this day, they always say, you never made nothing. You never even sold a book. Which I was like, that's crazy, because they only sent me 3 books. 3 copies for my personal self. One which I gave to my mom. I think one I kept for myself. And I think the other one I gave to my godmother. Every other book that I had, most, no, I didn't have was people showing me, hey, I ordered your book. Hey, you know, you met me. I'm gonna let you know I'm in Ohio, I read your book. Hey, I'm in Pennsylvania, I read your book. Hey, I'm in Virginia, I like your book. I had reviews. I made the top best 50 somebody's book club that they found the book and thought it was popping, and they book club member, they ordered the book too. So you telling me out of book clubs, Ohio and Pennsylvania and Virginia and all these different states, and my college campus people I went to college with that's calling me, showing me, hey, about your book, I ain't sell nothing. I got pictures of people taking pictures with my book of them ordering it and saying, just to show that I support you. Boom, here you go. I sold nothing. Seriously, that's a bold-faced bullshit ass lie, which is messed up. But you know, for them, I had no proof besides the pictures. I didn't have access to the orders, nothing like that. So basically, long story short, like I'm just gonna say is fact check, research, and be hungry for your dreams, but be aware. Don't be so hungry that you kind of be okay with wrongness. Like if you get a gut feeling that, yo, this is not right, and you have the chance to back out, back out. Because you don't want to get in a headspace or a place where you lose your passion because somebody is robbing you of something that you're passionate about, and they don't care because they're out for themselves, and that's not fair. So excuse me, I hope this video helps somebody and tell you to chase your dreams, but just sometimes when it comes to self-publishing or basically being an author, chase with caution, because a lot of these people, editors, book cover designers, they're out for clout and not really for you, not really out for you. Check their work, check their skills. Just kind of ask questions. That's what I tell you. That's my biggest advice. Ask questions. And yeah, hopefully this story time, I know it's kind of long, but hopefully it's been informative. Hopefully this helped somebody. And I just want to tell you guys to keep going, keep grinding, keep writing. And my biggest question I always get is, what advice would you give to an upcoming author? My advice is, number one, follow your heart and write with your heart. That is the purest shit ever, because the only person that know your heart is you. So you can't copyright somebody else's heart because you don't know their heart, you don't know their feelings. And ask questions. No question is dumb. They said it in school. That's a life thing. No question is dumb. If you don't understand how something works, ask questions. So without further ado, if you can, like this video, comment, share it. Yeah, and also coming soon, I have another video coming about that, but I have a children's book, because I luckily did start back writing. I have a children's book coming out really soon, dedicated to my daughter, and I hope that you guys support me and reach out and order a copy. And if you have kids, it's a great read for your kids to help them learn their colors and basically help them say, hey, let's try new things. And if you're an upcoming author, continue to write from your heart. And remember, you guys, be blessed and keep pushing on.